Hey friends, welcome to Farm to Table with Amber, where we grow, cook, and eat together. It is basically canning season where we're gathering everything from our garden and canning everything in sight. I just made some freezer jam, raspberry peach. So check it out, the video about making the awesome freezer jam. And today I'm going to show you a little bit about how to make some really good sweet pickles, and it's a family recipe. And the key to having really good sweet pickles is to basically get nice pickles from your garden. Not pickles, nice cucumbers from your garden. So we've harvested these from the garden. We sell a lot of pickling cucumbers at the farmer's market, and you need about 25 to 30 of these to do the pickles that I'm going to do today. To do dill pickles, you'll typically want a smaller pickle, and then you can make some nice little dill pickles. For our purposes of doing sweet pickles, the larger ones are just fine, and we just need to scrub and wash them. The ingredients you're going to need to make these pickles are basically 4 quarts of sliced pickles, sliced cucumbers. We're going to make them into pickles, 1/4 inch thick. You need about 25 to 30 of these, and I'll slice them up in just a minute. Wash them, scrub them, because they came straight from the garden. And then you'll need, 6 cups of sugar. They are sweet pickles. We're going to need 7 1/3 cup of vinegar. And then we need 3 tablespoons of salt and 2 1/4 teaspoon of celery seed and 2 1/4 teaspoon of mustard seed and a tablespoon of whole allspice. And hopefully I'm not missing anything in that recipe. I think I've got everything. So let's get to it, and I'll show you how to put these pickles together. I like to use this crinkle cutter because then it makes these pickles look nice with the crinkle cut. I also cut the tips off. I don't like to use the ends. So we're going to throw those in that little bowl. But simply you do a 1/4 cut for every single slice that you're going to do. And we're basically going to have 4 quarts. And we grew all of these in our garden. We take so many to the farmer's market. So we have so many left over to do awesome pickles for ourselves. They're a lot of work. You have to be careful to not let them get too large. They'll get too large overnight. So basically, you'll have a tiny pickle or a tiny cucumber. I keep saying pickles. You'll have a tiny cucumber this size, and overnight it could be twice that size. So they grow fast, or at least 2 days, twice that size. And while you're cutting, you can have some jars getting cleaned and sterilized. And this makes about 7 pints. Look at those nice crinkle cuts. Don't you love those? Okay, so I've got 4 quarts. Okay, add 4 cups of vinegar, 3 tablespoons of salt, a 1/4 cup sugar, a tablespoon of mustard seed. Stir it all up, and then add 4 cups of cucumber pieces. Actually, 4 quarts of cucumber pieces, and then give it a stir. And you'll simmer this for 10 minutes. While your cucumbers are boiling, then you make the brine. You add your 3 1/3 cup of vinegar, 5 3/4 cup of sugar, 2 1/2 teaspoons of celery seed, a tablespoon of whole spice. Stir it up and bring to a rolling boil, and then you'll pour it over your cucumbers. And while this is all being prepped, then you need to also prep your lids. And I just have them here in some warm water, and I'll turn up the heat a little bit to basically soften those rings. Because the great thing about this recipe is we're not going to process these pickles. It's the easiest recipe ever. Okay, now we're going to let that simmer. And I'm going to check my cucumber pieces right here. It's a little bit hot maybe. Okay, you'll see that they'll start changing color after they've simmered for a minute. Okay, I'm going to set the timer in just a minute for 10 minutes. So it looks like the brine is now simmering. I've got hot jars ready for the pickles to go in. Ooh, look at those simmer. All right, they are almost done. Our brine is simmering, our lids are almost ready, and we're done. So I'm just going to drain this brine, and then we're going to put them in the jars and add that brine. Look at these beautiful cucumbers that are about to be pickles. Okay, we're just going to add them to these jars now. So this is the first round of getting the air pockets out. Now, it looks like I only have 6 jars here. I probably should have cut a few more cucumbers, but here we go. Now I'm going to add the brine. All right, add the brine. Make sure that in each one that you get a few of these whole allspice pieces. We want each jar to have whole allspice in it. Oh, these are so good. This step is important to get those air bubbles out. Take a wet paper towel and just wipe off the rims so that we can have those lids seal. Next step, put those lids on. And these are very sterile, hot lids. You want to make sure that you not skip this step with the lids. And then put your rings on. And these jars are really hot. You know, I'm always in a hurry. I'll tell you that right now. It seems like I never have enough time to do everything I want to do, which is harvest, can, and a part-time job, and family. And you know, most of you get it. But here we are. I'm very satisfied with doing canning from my garden. I love it. Okay, we're done with our pickles. As you can see, they truly are the easiest pickles you could ever make. We like to eat them on toasted tuna fish sandwiches. So good. Seriously, the easiest sweet pickle recipe ever. So thanks for joining me, Farm to Table with Amber, where we grow, cook, and eat together. Have a great day.